All right, everyone, hit 10 a.m. so we can get started. Good morning, and welcome. My name is Morgan Barth, and I am a regional director here at Golden Care. And I'm excited you guys are joining me today because we're going to be talking about something that directly impacts your success in the senior market, and that's giving clients exactly what they need through personalized and purposeful plan design. So that being said, the title for today's webinar is Power in Personalized Plan Designs. So many of you know, turning 65, it's a journey. There's excitement, there's confusion, stack of Medicare mailers, taller than a small child. And in the middle of all that, clients are trying to figure out what exactly is covered, what isn't, and what they really need. So this is where you're gonna come step in, use the agent, and that's why we're gonna discuss today's topic, which is incredibly important in my opinion. Because here's the truth, Medicare does a great job until it doesn't. Clients think they're fully protected, but there's gaps, especially around recovery, short-term care needs, and post-hospital support, and that can catch them completely off guard. And that's when, they find themselves in one of those gaps. Guess who they're calling? They're calling you, the agent. So I'm going to show you how to turn these gaps into opportunities to educate, to provide value, and to design plans that feel personalized instead of that one size fits none. And the star of our conversation is going to be OmniFlex, a short-term care solution that gives you flexibility to design coverage that fits your client's needs. So before we dive in, I have a few slides I want to quickly bring to your attention. First up, we know that success in this business takes more than just good products. It takes the support, tools, and the right people behind you. And that's exactly what we provide here. When you work with Golden Care, you're not just signing up for a contract, you're joining a team that's dedicated to helping you succeed. We've built a whole suite of tools and resources designed specifically with you, the agents, in mind. Talking quoting tools, we got CSG, Strategizen, online trainings. If you go to goldencareagent.com, you can find our pre-recorded webinar training library. I highly encourage checking it out. There's a lot of good trainings on there, product specific, and on some of these tools as well if you're not familiar with them. We also get the one-on-one support when you really need it. Basically, if it helps you close a sale or better serves your clients, we got you covered. So our goal is simple: make your job easier, your clients happier, and your business stronger. So whether you're a seasoned pro or brand new to the industry, partnering with Golden Care means you're not going at it alone. And quick little housekeeping, these slides will be shared. The presentation is recorded, and if you need to leave early or I start boring you to tears, we'll follow up with a recording regardless. And most importantly, if you're not contracted, call us. We'll get you all set up for success. And here we are, your regional directors at Golden Care. We got Jeff Clark, he's our senior RD, Mandy Rosen, and myself. Also want to give a shout out to Lynn Voss, Corey Fountain, and Renee Stutz, all of which are part of the marketing team. And each of us brings a unique background and experience to the table. But we all share the same mission, helping you succeed. So whether it's case design, marketing ideas, product comparisons, or just needing a second opinion on a tough client situation, that's what we're here for. So think of us as your extension of your business, not just a home office contact, but if you're successful, we're successful. And that's truly, it's that simple. That's what matters. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. As you all may know, the market is shifting and so are clients' needs. So for years, long-term care insurance dominated the space. And don't get me wrong, there's still a place for LTC. It's just that many of you agents have found traditional LTC policies to be a bit tough to sell between the in-depth underwriting, the rising premiums, and sometimes that limited flexibility. It can kind of feel out of reach for a lot of clients. And honestly, selling traditional LTC these days can kind of feel like selling a Peloton to someone that really wants a lazy boy. So that's why short-term care is stepping or leaping in, and it's making waves for all the right reasons. It's, STC sales are growing rapidly because they strike that perfect balance of affordable premiums, lenient underwriting, and a surprising amount of built-in value. They're accessible, flexible, and let's be honest, far easier for clients to say yes to. So now we looked how the market's changing. So I'm going to bring your attention to the product that's, it's making waves. It's OmniFlex. It's driving the momentum. As we walk through the turning 65 realities, you're going to see just how powerful this product really is. And some of these advantages of this product include it's flexible. You can customize benefits to fit your client's unique needs. Comprehensive and robust indemnity benefits. So you have paid cash to the client. There's optional inflation protection to help keep those benefits in line with the rising costs, over time. Underwriting, much easier and faster compared to our traditional LTC. It's got a built-in feature, the Fast 50. I really like this feature. It's so you can pay family or friends for care at home. A lot of people prefer to care at home, and they don't really want a stranger coming to their house. So they have options with this product. Claim process, it's faster, easier, straightforward. So headaches, getting those claims started, and the restoration of benefits, huge. It's on both facility and the home health care. So that means, benefits can replenish after a claim, and the plan is not exhausted until all the days that are elected are utilized. So that makes this plan, or this product, really stand out amongst its competitors. And premiums, they are affordable, and this policy insures up to 89. So overall, the robust benefit options, it truly meets a variety of care needs for your clients out there. So if you can communicate these points, you can show clients that OmniFlex, it's not just a fallback, it's a smart first choice. You can design plans that feel personalized, they're not cookie cutter. It's not every plan fits everyone, but it's got the flexibility here for you. All right, great news. OmniFlex is available in 38 states. So that means if your client lives in one of the few states where everything fun's illegal, then you have the opportunity to help them. One of the newest additions is Kentucky. Got a lot of agents writing there and having a lot of success. And over time, a lot of these, there's the tough states like California, Florida, Minnesota, it's not likely to be approved in the foreseeable future, but we remain to have our fingers crossed. And now I'm gonna switch gears a little bit we're gonna discuss our friend Medicare, and I want to address this huge gap your Medicare clients may have experienced, or there's potential for it to happen in the future. It's Medicare's favorite game, inpatient versus observation. So, this is Medicare's version of you could stay for dinner, but we're not feeding you. So the hospitals, they're increasingly marking people as observation status. So even if they're in the hospital bed, they're staying overnight, they're wearing the gown, eating the mystery jello, watching The Price is Right. But if they're marked observation, Medicare says, we're not going to cover that. So this means no skilled nursing coverage, no med coverage while they're in that hospital, and that's going to leave them with big bills. And this is truly where OmniFlex comes in and helps fill that gap by offering that facility care coverage. It's got a hospital indemnity rider that can help during, this, whether they're deemed observation or inpatient, and recovery coverage. So it's truly a plug-and-play solution that enhances Medicare planning while still staying budget friendly. And let's face it, nobody uses their birthday wish on insurance, but if they did, they'd probably wish I wish make it more affordable, easy, and don't ask me 112 health questions. So let's go see how OmniFlex can be that solution or wish for clients aging in or turning 65. We're going to look at 6 different scenarios where this product shines. And let's start off with Cheryl. So first up, we got Cheryl. She has a Medicare Advantage plan. So you helped her fill other gaps in her coverage, but today you're recommending OmniFlex because she has also expressed interest in obtaining hospital indemnity coverage. So we're going to build an OmniFlex plan with the hospital indemnity rider. You know, she feels good about her Medicare Advantage plan, but she's starting to realize that those monthly premium, that $0 is, there's gaps left with with you know, the coverage that she has. So hospital indemnity rider or plans, they are typically purchased a lot when people are looking at Medicare, and OmniFlex actually has this rider that you can add on, and you can elect up to $300 a day. You have the benefit period options of 3, 6, or 20. So this is going to fill that gap because, you know, many of the plans, the MA plans, they charge a set daily copay for the first 5 days. For example, I think it's around $200, it could be up to $400 a day for those first 5 days before the policy or plan kicks in. So that's why we're going to elect 6 days, because that's going to cover Cheryl during that period. And then on top of that, you know, we're going to also give her a base policy in case, you know, after she leaves that hospital and Medicare's, it's not going to cover the skilled nursing potentially, because they have to approve that. So we are going to build her a $300 a day base or facility coverage with 360 days, the elimination period of 20 days. And also add on that home health care rider, which goes up to $300 max. We're going to max that out and give her 0-day elimination period on there. This is going to be solid coverage for her. And again, since the premiums are low, even 65, you know, 65 is young, it's still going to be about, I would say, I don't know, a third of what a long-term care policy would be. So I feel like we really got Cheryl covered here, you know, and we addressed her concerns and her needs. So let's move on to David. So David purchased a traditional long-term care insurance policy several years ago. It was, you know, back when they were reading newspapers and the premiums were a lot more affordable. And, you know, he had to provide some care following a family member's auto accident, and, you know, that really opened his eyes. He saw the bills and, you know, felt the stress, and that realized that those first 90 days can be the most expensive days. So we are going to help David out with his concerns and build him an OmniFlex plan with a 0-day elimination period for both facility and the home healthcare rider. That'll give him peace of mind. You know, he'll be covered from day 1 once he is approved for a claim, which is 2 out of the 6 ADLs or cognitive impairment. Since he does have a long-term care policy, we're going to kind of enhance that coverage with, you know, we're not going to max it out. We're going to keep it affordable for David. We're going to give him $100 on facility, and let's give him another $100 on home health care. So, you know, now he's got that solid plan in place. Oh, also this benefit period. So 90 days, we're going to elect 90 days only because that's going to fill that beginning period gap that he's concerned about. So he's now set. We're feeling good about David. Let's move on to scenario 3, which is Susan. Now Susan, she put off planning and for her future care needs, and she waited too long, her health's declining, by the time she asked you about traditional long-term care insurance, your initial pre-screen indicated substandard health rating. So here's the big question about whether coverage could ultimately be issued and what options does Susan have. So we know there's the LTC underwriting gauntlet. You guys, this is a pretty common scenario, I'd say. But this is where OmniFlex can step in and, we're going to pivot here. So we're going to build her an OmniFlex plan to provide protection for a catastrophic care event. We're going to do $150 a day on facility, 20-day elimination period. And we're also going to add that home health care rider for $150 a day, $0 or 0-day elimination period. So she's going to be set, covered for any of those catastrophic events. And, we met her needs here. And I feel like, a lot of agents will maybe hit this dead end or have several times within your career. But just know you can always pivot when you get those declines, or know that a client's not going to be eligible for long-term care or, hybrids, whatever they may be looking at. So you can call us. We're happy to help place those clients that are, deemed uninsurable. So just give us a call here. We also have Renee Suits, who's awesome. She is a underwriter that we have on our team. So feel free to utilize her. She's quick, responsive, and she gets you a solid plan to protect those clients. All right. Hello, Barbara. Barbara is our planner. We love Barbara for this. She's in good health and she's planning ahead. She wants a robust policy for her future care needs, but she doesn't want to go through that extensive underwriting, that gauntlet again, So what we're going to do here is we are going to build her, we're going to max this out. Again, even with maxing this out, the premiums are quite affordable. You can also want to mention at the end, we provide these slides to you. If you guys want to check out these quotes down here, you'll be able to select view full quote. Just keep that in mind when you're going through the slides later. Yeah, we're going to max her out at $400 a day. We'll do 360 days, 20-day elimination period. That's something sometimes we do to offset the premium. We'll put that 20-day elimination period on the facility side. Typically always leave home health care at a 0-day elimination period. And we're not going to add inflation to this one, but we're maxing it out right off the bat. She's got some solid coverage if that care need arises. So we feel good about Barbara. Let's move on to John. All right. So John wants to move his Medicare Supplement Plan G to a 0 premium Medicare Advantage plan. You Medicare agents out there so I'm sure you've ran into this scenario before. But regardless, he still wants to plan ahead in case he needs care in the future. His kids live in other states, so he wants to make sure he's got coverage. So since he is moving to a 0 premium MA policy or plan, we're going to apply the portion of that savings from that move that he's making and build an OmniFlex policy. That new budget space opens up opportunities to utilize that money towards something else, and the smart choice would be OmniFlex. So what we're going to do here is add him $100 a day for $360 or 360 days, 20-day elimination period. And also that home health care rider, $100 a day with 0-day elimination period. So this is going to protect him for those MA gaps that a lot of you are aware of. You never want to have the client call you when they hit one of those gaps, and I'm sure some of you out there know what I'm talking about. So we're going to avoid that and help Dave or John out with covering him with extra protection here. So we're allocate that extra money towards an OmniFlex short-term care plan. And you're good to go, John. And we have Mary. It's our last scenario. It's a good one. It's my favorite one. So Mary is, let's say, medically interesting. She's got a lot of medications she takes, more than the average 65-year-old. She's also on a strict budget because of health concerns. She still needs to look into a solution that will help pay for her care in the future, and she wants coverage now. So we're going to stack policies. So let's start out with her OmniFlex policy. We're going to do $100 a day. There's 360 days, 20-day elimination period. Home health care rider, $100 a day, 0-day elimination period. Now, since she has those medications, and she's going through a pre-screen or underwriting, there's two-tiered underwriting with this product. And if they answer yes to all the first questions, they're eligible for coverage. That's kind of the knockouts. And then the second, if they answer, or sorry, if they answer no to the first set of questions, they are eligible for coverage. And they move on to the second tier or set of questions, where if they answer yes to any of those, they are only eligible for what's the limited benefit policy. And that maxes out at $100 a day on facility and the home health care rider. You can still elect whatever benefit period you want or elimination period, but also the inflation rider is not an option. But it's still, it's coverage, even though it is only $100 a day. So what can you do when you find yourself in this situation, or one of your clients? We add or stack, enhance the policy with a home healthcare, standalone home healthcare plan. Again, a lot of clients want to stay at home. They want to recover at home. So adding one of these policies on top of their OmniFlex is going to it's really going to max out their home health coverage or home health care. And the great thing is, if you look down here, so both of these policies come with a $300 RX reimbursement, which is annual. Since Mary takes all those medications, she's gonna meet that $300 annually. It's $10 generic, $25 brand name. And then also this home healthcare policy. So there's $300 on the classic. There's three different options with this product, the home healthcare select. There's classic, premier, and deluxe. And premier and deluxe also, those go up to $600 annually on the RX benefit. But take a look here. So the total cost for OmniFlex is going to be $55.15 a month. And we're adding that home healthcare select, and that's going to bring her to $24.56 a month on that plan. So we have a combined total of $956.59 per year. But let's factor in the RX benefit. So, whoops, let me go back here. She's got $300 on each. She can claim or utilize that $300 on both. There's no limits there. So she's got $600 a year. We're going to take that out. So that brings us down to $356.59 a year. So we're looking at two policies for, under $30 a month. That's pretty awesome. So I'd say we saved the day for Mary. We got her covered. And let's move on. Let's recap real quick. All right. So we, first off, we filled that Medicare Advantage gap. MA plans are fantastic until they're not. They got hospital copays, skilled nursing facility surprises, observation status we discussed. So the gaps are real, and OmniFlex pairs well with these MA plans, as we saw. So the second scenario, we're bringing the 90-day LTC elimination period concern. For clients like David who already own an LTC policy, OmniFlex is kind of a no-brainer. It fills that painful 90-day financial waiting room with immediate cash benefits. So it's the bridge that completes their long-term care policy and their extended care planning. And third scenario, we pivoted from a LTC decline into STC placements. So when clients come across a client like Susan that can't qualify for LTC coverage, again, you can call us, we'll help you out and OmniFlex gives them meaningful protection, dignity, and peace of mind without the gauntlet that we discussed of underwriting. And then our fourth scenario, our ideal client, Barbara. For the Barbers of the world, the healthy, proactive, motivated, we designed a robust plan with big benefits, simple underwriting. She got the power, flexibility, and choice, and avoided that, the privacy of people pulling all your medical records and the phone health interview. And there is one with OmniFlex, but it's rare. It's it really only happens when there's a concern as far as the medication, what it's taken for. So just be sure to list all those medications and the health element that it's related to avoid those. And then fifth scenario, we reallocated Medicare savings for better protection. So when clients switch from MedSup to MA policies, the opportunity to reallocate part of that and freed up budget towards a policy like OmniFlex, give them stronger protection, and at the same time, lower the total cost. So smart planning, happy clients. And my favorites, the stacked policies for maximum value, especially for medication-heavy clients. So for clients like Mary, where health limits coverage or budgets are tight, stacking OmniFlex with the Home Healthcare Select creates really powerful combo. And then factor in that RX reimbursement on both, it turns two policies into unbelievably affordable net costs. So Mary gets more care for less money. It's a win. All right, folks, so it's the power of personalized plan designs, the power of short-term care, and that, my friends, is the power of OmniFlex. So let's wrap it up. And it brings me to the end of today's session. I want to thank you all for spending time with me. Remember, at Golden Care, our entire team is here to support you, whether it's underwriting help, plan design, quoting, sales ideas, or just talking through a tough case. Don't hesitate to call or reach out. We truly are your partners, and we are invested in your success just as much as you are. Before you go, keep an eye on your inbox. You'll be receiving a CE voucher, full copy of today's slides, and the recording of this session. You can use them, share them, build with them. And lastly, remember, you're not alone when you partner with Golden Care. I hope you all enjoy the remainder of your day, and you take care.
Golden Care is always here to serve you with new tools, new products, new ideas, and new innovations, and always the best support in the business to help you succeed. So give us a call at 800-842-7799 and check out our website at www.goldencareagent.com.